And we are joined by Nneka Ogboe. She's the founder of the fast-growing MASH baby food. And today we are looking at snacks versus treats. Let's not also forget that Nneka has a certificate in child nutrition and cooking. You are welcome.
Thank you for having me.
All right, so it's school seasons. Children are back to school, and snacks and treats have become like a staple in their meal boxes. So for the kids, I would always make sure that they have their pack of drink, a pack of fruit drink, biscuits, and chocolates. Now, first, it's important for us to establish what snacks are and what treats are, so that our viewers at home know and they do not confuse, them. So,
Awesome. So, first of all, I like that you did mention fruit drink. We'll come back to that.
yeah, well, it depends on the fruit drink.
But just to be clear on what the difference is, a snack is a mini meal that is supposed to fill nutrition and energy gaps, right? What that means is that your growing child, your healthy growing child, needs 5 servings of fruits and vegetables each day. Let's assume they have 1 serving with breakfast, lunch, and dinner. They still need to fill 2 more servings. So that's the purpose of the snacks.
Oh.
Treats are also mini meals, but these are things we do for fun.
Okay.
They don't really provide us with nutritional benefits. They're just, it tastes good. We like them.
Like chocolates.
Exactly. So it's a once-in-a-while thing.
Okay.
Right? Where the issue comes from is that we tend to confuse snacks with treats a lot, especially as parents. And I can't really fault parents, but whether we like to admit it or not, a lot of this is because of the way these things are marketed to us, right? So that's where that confusion comes in.
Okay.
Right.
Now let's talk about what snacks are. Now that we've established what it is and what treats are, give us examples of what snacks are. So someone watching right now is like, okay, and snacks are. What exactly am I supposed to, put into my child's food? Because you're mentioning that snacks must have nutritional benefits.
Yes.
But for treats, they don't. Yes. They're just sweetness. They're just, things to keep your mouth busy and, make the child run around, because they're basically just things that just make them hyper. But hey, go ahead.
Yes, so exactly. So for snacks, we're looking at things. My favorite, fruits. It's fast. It's easy.
Kids don't like fruit.
That's what you think. That's what you think. But there's so many things that you can do with fruits. And we get parents, like at MASH, we get parents who are surprised all the time.
Okay.
They have kids who literally struggle for more. And we're talking about fruits, right? So sometimes as parents, we also impose our ideas of these things.
Sure.
There was something we made once, a snack with avocados, and parents were like, oh, my child doesn't like avocados. But when you give it to them, they're like more and more and more. So like, who said they didn't like it, right? So we need to be careful of that. And you can do so many fun things with them. Popsicles, we make like ice cream with them, all sorts of things.
Okay.
So to make them fun
like fruit smoothies, and then you freeze them, and like popsicles, and then give it to them. Okay.
Fun shapes, especially when the weather is hot. They love that, right? You can also do things that are packed with proteins as well, like your Greek yogurt. Those are great options as well. Okay. I love local foods. So another option that's a staple in my house would be things like plantain chips, sweet potato chips. These are whole foods. We know where the plantain grows. They get it from a tree, they cut it, they fry it. Some are even baked if you're worried about the fat content, right? So these are whole food options that your kids can enjoy. Okay. Right? Those are all good options. For the parents that have the younger kids, because in my business we see kids from 6 months and older, breast milk can still be a part of snacks for them. Because many people forget that once the child is 6 months, they should still have breast milk as part of their diet up until the age of 2 or even older.
All right. Now that we've established those, let's talk about the timings for these servings, because that's also very important, because even it gets to a point where even children get confused, and then they begin to want more of it, even at times when they're not supposed to have them. So at what timings should these servings be done?
So typically your child should have something to eat every 2 to 3 hours. So it depends on when you started breakfast. Okay. 2 to 3 hours after that, your child should have something to boost their energy. Remember I said nutrition and energy gaps, right?
So like cereals, right?
So they can have cereal. If they have cereal for breakfast, then you can make a snack.
I don't consider cereal a food. I think I consider it a snack.
A snack?
Yes. I give it to them as brunch. I'll never give them cereals, like proper like cereals. I'll never give them as a wholesome meal. I'll give them as a snack.
Yeah, so what I consider cereals, for example, if you have oats, bananas, peanut butter, that is a full breakfast.
Oh, okay, no, not in that. No, that oats is oats. That's so bad.
It's a meal, right? So if you're talking about like the commercial cereal.
Yeah, the commercial cereal.
That's actually a treat. If you look at the ingredients, what nutrients are you offering your child?
So what's with all that nutritional values that it puts somewhere in a box at the corner?
It's interesting. When you look at it and look at the ingredients, then you know what really goes into it. So I always encourage parents to look at the back of the packaging. That's where all the information goes. Forget the front. The front is marketing. The front is buy me, I'm interested. But when you look at the labels, you will see, I can guarantee you that the first or the biggest ingredients you find there is sugar. Sugar, more sugar in different forms, right?
Okay.
So that's where you get the information about what's actually in that packaged product.
Now let's talk about the timings for the sevens.
So you want to give like 2 to 3 hours after breakfast.
Okay.
Then they have lunch, typically like 2 hours after that. And then 2 to 3 hours after lunch, they can have another snack. So you're looking at about 2 snacks each day. Right? Okay. After that, they have dinner and go to bed. So you want to keep the snacks in the earlier part of the day, especially if they're things that contain sugar, so that they're not hyper. At night, right? So that's a good way to go about that.
You know, at some point, it became a habit in where, you know, even after their dinner, they would have cereal before they go to bed because they got so used to it. And, you know, we had to, you know, tell them, you know what, this is not happening again. You have to stop. Once you've had your dinner, that is it. Now, let's also look at the timings, which is appropriate for your meal, for a proper meal for kids.
Yeah.
At what time should we give them foods, like their breakfast, lunch, and dinner? Yeah,
so again, it depends on what they have planned in their day. If they're going to school, they're probably up really early in the morning. I usually walk backwards. My kids go to bed at about 8. So we do dinner anywhere from 6:30 to 7 for them.
6:30 to 7,
right? Okay. Give them about an hour and a half to digest it.
Before
so then,
they go
yes,
to bed.
you go like 2 to 3 hours from that to find out where their lunch and their breakfast would be.
Okay.
Right?
Well, because it's funny, now the school has resumed. They have to eat before they leave the house, and then they have to eat at school, and then when they come back, they have to eat, and then also have to eat dinner. So they're eating basically 4 times in a day.
Yes.
In this economy.
In this economy. But it's better when they're in school, because when they're at home, they're eating all the time when they're on holiday.
You know what? True, I agree with you, because when you put those snacks in between, they're actually eating a whole lot.
All the time.
Thank you so much, Nick. It's always a pleasure having you. I'm sure that a lot of people, a lot of mothers and parents, actually, we're not leaving the daddies out of this, watching this and are paying attention to their child's snacking time and their treaty time.